What is Inside Edition? It's this. And this. And this. And also this. It's sometimes this. It's never this. But it always brings you more to the story. And now it's always available. Inside Edition streaming.
Imagine seeing this outside your doorstep, a pack of all black cats. That's what happened to Tiffany Fountain at her home in Wichita Falls, Texas. So how many black cats were there? We counted them, 13. Not exactly a lucky number. How creepy.
Honestly, I'm not very superstitious, but when I saw the 13 cats, I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I should be superstitious. Should I be worried? Should I be watching my back?
Let's hope Tiffany's luck holds out.
A massive landslide in Turkey has reportedly claimed 2 lives. Reports say it happened at a marble quarry on Marmara Island. 2 workers were reportedly trapped under large marble blocks. Their bodies have both been retrieved, and officials will investigate the cause of the incident.
Halfway down. Roger.
A day out on the ocean took a turn when a sailboat ran aground off the coast of Maryland with 2 human boaters and 2 dogs on board. The Coast Guard had to airlift them all to safety.
It's just survivor and dog.
With dogs and owners clutching each other, they were hoisted to the helicopter. All were rescued and the crew made it through the mission safely. They were all brought to a naval airbase where treats were definitely in order.
Someone's ready for their close-up. A myna bird photobombed a traffic camera in New Zealand. Mynas are considered pests here, as this squawker ably shows.
He sobbed in court and called himself a Christian. He apologized for his massive crimes. Those who packed Jamie Knowles' sentencing hearing didn't buy it.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to apologize to any of the witnesses that spoke earlier.
The judge sent Knoll to prison for 12 years after listening to those he'd wronged testify in court. In an exclusive interview with Inside Edition Digital, Special Prosecutor Richard Hurdle said Knowles' tears were too little, too late.
The question becomes, is he remorseful, or is he remorseful because he got caught? I wasn't buying that he was truly heartfelt sorry for what had happened or remorseful, because I hadn't ever seen that from day one.
For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.
He was incredibly scared. And like I said, he had so many wounds on his face and around his neck and his body, like he couldn't even find a spot to pet him.
Oklahoma foster mom Tanya Crawford is caring for a dog who had a rough start in life.
Been used as a bait dog. He was covered in previous scars and a bunch of current open wounds that he had all over his body, on his legs. It was really, really sad.
For more on Rocky's story, click below or visit InsideEdition.com.
These kids are playing outside when a predator dashes at them from across the street. Bolting through the backyard of their house in Portland, the 4-year-old girl screams.
Dad,
yeah.
This is a coyote.
No.
Yeah.
Oh! Holy
With only seconds to react, quick-thinking Riley Schmidt climbs on top of the picnic table, taking cover before Dad Charlie scoops her into his arms. With the coyote still on the loose, Riley's 7-year-old brother Cruz knows he better not stick around. Running for dear life, Cruz frantically warns his buddy that they better get a move on.
There's a coyote. Quickly, get inside. Get inside.
I looked at my phone and I was like, is that a dog chasing Riley? And I saw it was a coyote and I was like, oh my gosh.
Dad, this is a coyote.
Watch this dramatic security footage of 2 cars T-boning at a Los Angeles intersection after one car allegedly runs a red light. The gray SUV flips over and lands upside down. Seconds later, just like a scene from one of his action movies, Danny Trejo runs into harm's way to help.
I had to crawl through window because I called him. I couldn't get the baby out.
A little boy with special needs and his grandmother are trapped. The boy is strapped in a car seat. Trejo climbs into the mangled metal. With the help of another Good Samaritan, the two work as a team to free the child.
The only thing that saved that little kid was his car seat.
The family made it to the scene to give Trejo a well-deserved hug and a thank you. We met up with him at his restaurant in Los Angeles today.
People just credit me because they know me, right? But it was teamwork.
When did we become deer wranglers?
All he wanted was a pedicure. A young male deer was escorted out of a nail salon by police.
Oh, he's tired, bud.
Missouri's Overland Police Department says the buck jumped through a salon window and got trapped in a bathroom.
Little bird.
Officers opened the door to let the buck out, but he never did get his nails done.
There we go.
It's the heart-stopping moment a delivery truck sideswipes a construction crew in a work zone. The yellow truck loses control and ends up on a hill on the side of the highway. It happened in upstate New York. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries.
Caught on camera, it looks like a giant bear ransacking a Rolls Royce. And here a massive beast appears to tear apart a Mercedes. Now a ferocious bear seems to be at it again, ripping into another Mercedes. How could a bear target 3 cars on the same property in Lake Arrowhead, California? Turns out it's alleged to be a giant hoax. Authorities say it was actually a human wearing a bear costume, much like this one, using sharp metal-like claws to scratch up the interior of the cars. The California Department of Insurance released this photo of the bear costume, and kitchen meat shredders they say were used to pull off a $141,000 insurance fraud claim. Operation Bear Claw led them to the arrest of 4 suspects. So, how were they caught? Look closely at the surveillance footage. Do those arm motions look like those of a real bear? And check out those wrinkles in the bear costume.
Could this guy be the missing dad who cops say faked his own death to seek a new life in another country? Ryan Borgward is the father of 3 who was presumed drowned on a kayak trip in Wisconsin last August. Cops now say it was all a ruse to abandon his wife and children and link up with his online girlfriend from Uzbekistan in Central Asia. Now this intriguing video is just surfacing.
Do I go to Uzbekistan or stay here?
Do you have family there?
No.
Why do you want to go?
Meet a woman.
The reference to the faraway nation of Uzbekistan is one reason why the video is attracting so much attention today. Another is the physical similarities. Compare the cyclist to Borgward's image. Bailey says she sent her video to Green Lake County Sheriff's Office in Wisconsin. A sheriff spokesman tells Inside Edition, "We do not believe this is Ryan."
Do I go to Uzbekistan or stay here?
Look at this beauty. It's a relative of the turkey that so many Americans eat on Thanksgiving. This turkey of many colors is called an ocellated turkey. It's native to parts of Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. It's also rare, considered near threatened, so don't even think about having it for dinner.
This granny in a retirement home is wheelchair-bound as a Michael Jackson impersonator serenades her. What's that? She ditches the wheelchair and hits the dance floor. Now that's a thriller.
It's an elk with a tire stuck around its neck for 2 years. The magnificent beast was recorded on trail cameras in Colorado. Tourists have also been on the lookout as word got around about the elk's misery. The unusual sight was first noticed in the summer of 2019 when wildlife officials took this photo.
During the breeding season, their necks swell up and they get much thicker. And our worry was that animal would fill up the entire center of that tire and potentially restrict blood flow or air or ability to grow because that tire was around its neck.
They finally caught up with the animal and shot it with a tranquilizer dart to remove the tire, which was rimmed with metal. They had to unfortunately cut off the antlers.
And he's going to grow a brand new set of antlers in the spring.
At last, he's free of that tire.
These 2 bundles of joy are the talk of Hong Kong. They're the first panda cubs to be born locally. Their parents were gifted to Hong Kong by China in 2007. They don't have names yet, but are affectionately called elder sister and little brother. Giant panda twins in South Korea got to experience snow for the first time. Born in 2023, the pair had to spend last winter indoors. But now that they're bigger, they're here for it. And the verdict? Pairs well with bamboo.
She's the groom's sister, and she's giving a toast at her big brother's wedding.
Don't kill me.
She's about to read something he wrote, laying out exactly how he planned to propose to his future bride. And get this, when he wrote it, he was just 9 years old.
I am a multi-billionaire who is madly in love with you. It is midnight, and I sneak you onto our private jet. I am waiting with a romantic blanket set up and wine. We drink a few glasses, then begin to make out.
Wow, big plans for a kid. Hope Carew says she held on to her brother Griffin's handwritten note for all these years, waiting for this moment.
I read it and I about died laughing. It's just the perfect thing to read at a wedding.
When she walked up on stage with a framed letter, I knew we were in trouble.
And I obey your every command.
People around the world are watching the U.S. presidential election. That includes this artist in Kosovo, who's depicted Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a mosaic made from over 250 pounds of grains and beans.
I remember thinking, I'm going to end up going to prison for this.
Marcy Marie Simmons openly shares her journey as an inmate in a Texas prison.
I was participating. I was helping them cook their books. I ratted on myself. I knew I was caught. I just said it's bad. It's really bad. Trying to explain to them that I had just signed a piece of paper sentencing me to 20 years in a Texas state prison. Women's prisons, we experience sexual harassment regularly, sexual assault. We experience very degrading things. It took me a little while to realize how dehumanizing and unnecessary the oppressive culture in there really is. They're still treated very much like an animal in a cage.
For more on Marcy's story, click below or visit InsideEdition.com.
Powerful stories. Impactful investigations.
How many times has your car been stolen?
5 times.
Yeah.
What? And a little bit of fun.
Your bear's in the pool.
On Inside Edition streaming.
Deep-fried turkey may sound delicious, but it could also be a way to turn your holiday into a disaster. The Chicago Fire Department put on this demonstration of just how quickly things can go wrong while not following simple safety procedures. Among other tips, firefighters advise to fry your turkey outdoors away from homes and wooden decks. Be sure your turkey is completely thawed and dry, keep water away from your fryer, and keep a fire extinguisher nearby.
It's an invasion of elks, dozens of them, strolling past a local hospital in Estes Park, Colorado, as stunned spectators look on. More than 200 bulls, cows, and calves managed to stop traffic for about 20 minutes as they meandered through the parking lot.
Is this the smartest bear in America? He is not just digging through the trash, he is actually walking the trash can out to the curb. A security camera in Alabama captured the bear's very human-like moves, and this video has now gone viral.
Firefighters were up against a clock when a blaze broke out at an apartment building in Texas.
There's a 2-year-old on the second floor.
The Granbury Volunteer Fire Department says multiple units responded to the massive fire. A report says the boy's mother wasn't able to get to him in time, so she grabbed her other child and ran for help. A rescuer scaled a ladder to the second floor of the building and called for the little boy.
Come to my voice! Come on, Liam!
The child was able to make it to the window. He was scooped up by the firemen and carried to safety. Reports say 2-year-old Liam was flown to a hospital where he's being treated for carbon monoxide poisoning. A community is relieved and grateful for a quick response and a happy ending to a scary situation.
Come on, Liam!
8 years after life-changing news for little Eden, the Holscher family continues to make strides forward, traveling the world and leaning into adaptive sports for the disabled. In 2015, Eden, who was just 5 years old, was doing a backbend just like this in the living room of her California home,
when suddenly something went wrong.
Eden was rushed to the hospital and doctors had a grim diagnosis. She had hyperextended her spine and was paralyzed from the chest down. And here's Eden today, now 14 years old. After school, Eden's been busy in an adaptive sports league in Louisville.
So how does it feel to be part of that community?
It's really fun. I like playing sports and it's fun having a team to play them with.
For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.
So I was like, oh my God, they think I'm brain dead? And then I'm like, wait, am I brain dead? I'm like, but why can I think? And why do I remember? So I'm like freaking out.
Jake Candle from Boston, Massachusetts, spent 10 months in a coma-like state and says he was conscious the entire time.
Yeah, the guy at his hand on my knee is just like, Jake, we're really sorry. And then that's when I started overhearing things. I shortly came to realization, no, I'm not brain dead. I'm not crazy. I remember everything. This is crazy. They think that, and then all panic. And how fight or flight, how am I going to escape?
For more on Jake's story, click below or visit InsideEdition.com.
This mom is in the emergency room with her right eye glued shut.
Instead of grabbing the eye drops, I grabbed the Kiss nail glue.
You heard right. Brianne Shipley mistook this bottle of nail glue for eye drops. What did it feel like?
It was just burning on fire. I screamed bloody murder.
The bottle of nail glue is really small, almost the same size as a bottle of eye drops. So you can see how easy it is to mix them up. In Brianne's case, she says she was awakened by her alarm, reminding her to take her eye drops for an infection. And they were right next to each other on your nightstand?
Yeah, just, lazily throw it on my nightstand.
She says doctors had to use Vaseline to open her eye. Then they put a tube in her eye.
Don't put glue in your eye.
A trio of BMWs was trampled when a moose wandered inside a Swedish garage. The moose caused more than $20,000 worth of damage before getting out. Move over, Moodang. There's a new pygmy hippo on the scene. The Royal Zoological Society of Scotland announced the arrival of, wait for it, haggis on October 30th. Named after the traditional Scottish dish, little haggis is about the size of a house cat, and this wee bairn is as cute as the Dickens.
It's heart-stopping video of a man plummeting uncontrollably towards certain death. Paraglider Kevin Phillip was thousands of feet in the air when a gust of wind tangled his lines and sent him plunging to earth. Onlookers, including his own mother, watch horrified from the ground. Then, with literally just 1 second to spare, Philip managed to deploy his rescue parachute just before hitting Earth.
Oh my God!
I got super lucky that the parachute didn't break and I came down super smooth. It looks a bit traumatic, my landing, but actually there was no injury, no harm at that point.
This isn't the Swiss-born adventurer's first near-death accident. Philip had to learn to walk again after a paragliding fall 5 years ago left him partially paralyzed.
Yeah, I'm super motivated to fly again.
Oh my God! Hey, Phoenix Police! Come here!
A man was rescued from a submerged car.
I found the cars inside the pool. I'm trying to see if there's anybody inside now.
A responding officer from Arizona's Phoenix Police Department jumped into the pool.
Hey, Phoenix Police! Come here! I got you. Anyone else in there? Anybody else in there? Anybody in here?
The driver told police he accidentally stepped on the gas too hard.
A woman in Maine says a psychic vision led her to a grim discovery.
I proceeded to see a boot and then another boot,
and I saw a puffy winter jacket that was starting to embed into the ground, and the sleeve was coming out, and I noticed it looked like a stick, and I went to pull it out, and it was actually a bone.
Laurencia Bourget is a psychic medium. She says she works to find missing people. That day, she had been looking for Kim Moreau from Jay, Maine, who was last seen in 1986 when she was 17 years old. Bourget says she knows the remains she found did not belong to Kim because they were too new.
Kim's case is 38 years old, and so we're hoping to find even just one bone or perhaps something man-made, which she had sneakers on the day she disappeared.
If you have any information on this case, you're asked to contact the Maine State Police.
Officers in Colorado were involved in what they call a hopping speed chase.
I've never seen nothing like that in life. Oh my gosh.
Pretty sure Colorado's Durango police were never trained on the possibility of a kangaroo escape, but that's exactly what they were called in for on September 18th. Calling the marsupial as if it were a common house pet didn't quite work, and cops weren't sure if they even had the correct tools to capture a kangaroo.
I think it would be better if I just use my hands, Sid.
This rogue roo is actually a family pet. According to the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Service, residents there can legally own a red kangaroo without a license. After capturing the kangaroo, the officers reassured the animal as to why it was being detained.
They were just trying to keep you from getting run over.
Authorities say the kangaroo was not harmed and has been returned safely to its human family. What's harder, catching the bad guys or wrangling a runaway pig? Washington's Tacoma Police Department found out.
7-3, the pig is being non-compliant.
There were squeals and grunts from the pig and the officers trying to catch him. But eventually, an animal control unit captured the notorious PIG. He was taken to a nearby ranch where he'll live out the rest of his piggy days.
These majestic tiger sharks are circling a team of divers, and it looks like this shark's hungry. Whoa, but wait till you see what happens next. The shark swims right up to an underwater GoPro camera, chomping down and swallowing the camera whole. Ever wonder what the inside of a shark looks like? Now you know. The stunning images were captured by photographer Ken Kiefer and his team in the waters off of the Bahamas.
And then I could hear the crunching while she was spinning it around and everything, and I was like, oh man, there went that GoPro.
That's one hungry shark.
Talk about a rough day on the job. An Amazon driver pushed his luck carrying a massive delivery all in one trip. And yep, he took a trip down the stairs. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt, maybe, except for his pride.
A strange incident was caught on camera in Brooklyn. A man is walking down the street holding the hands of two children when an apparent stranger approaches and picks up a child. The man holds on to the child, and the stranger lets go. The watch group who posted the video says the stranger has since been arrested. Watch as a trio of sun bears destroys a giant white pumpkin weighing over 1,700 pounds. The carnage took place at a zoo in the Netherlands.
What is Inside Edition? It's this. And this. And this. And also this. It's sometimes this. It's never this. But it always brings you more to the story. And now it's always available. Inside Edition streaming. Guy Fawkes Night is celebrated on November 5th in the UK. It may look like fun and games, but its history dates back to 1605 and a foiled assassination attempt that could have changed history. The gunpowder plot was led by Roman Catholics, angry with King James I for religious intolerance. They planned to blow up the Houses of Parliament on opening day, killing the king and others in power, in order to bring Catholic rule back to England. Their plot didn't work. The conspirators were betrayed and discovered in a cellar with the explosives they planned to use in the attack. Guy Fawkes, The man who was supposed to light the explosive fuse was arrested, tried, convicted, and executed. For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.
He went home to his 10th Street apartment in Greenwich Village under the influence of crack cocaine, and he beat Lisa Steinberg, a child he had illegally adopted. So he beats this child, a regular occurrence, blow to the head, leaves her on the bathroom floor, goes out to dinner with a friend, comes back hours later, continues binging, freebasing cocaine, and he leaves the kid on the floor for about 8-10 hours.
The case shocked New York City and the country.
For more, click on the link below or go to InsideEdition.com.
You're looking at what's more and more a typical day in India's capital, New Delhi. Pollution from cars, industry, and agriculture is creating a thick blanket of toxic smog. The city's air quality index is reported to be at hazardous levels, causing respiratory and other health problems for some residents.
I put makeup on just for this date, so it better go well.
Did she just go on the shortest first date ever?
It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes.
Maggie Smith says when she arrived at the restaurant for her date, they hugged for the first time and walked inside. But before they even sat down, he asked her to walk back outside.
He said, "I'm really sorry, I'm just not feeling it."
How did that make you feel?
I was just super embarrassed and mortified.
Maggie shared her experience on social media, and it's leading to a viral uproar.
So I walked to my car, came back home. Dating when you're fat sucks.
She was flooded with encouraging comments.
I put my best efforts in, and this person didn't even see the value of even spending 30 minutes to get to know me at that point.
This Tudor-style house is where Donald Trump lived until he was 4. But look who's living there now. Feral cats, and they're everywhere. Neighbors say as many as 30 have taken up residence on the property. The house looks totally abandoned. Vacate and water shutoff signs are plastered on the front door. The paint is chipped and the wood is rotting. Look, the doorknob is missing. He's deep frying his Thanksgiving turkey. Uh-oh. Think it's burnt?
We got a burnt turkey, guys!
Talk about extra crispy.
A ceremony was held at the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. today, marking Veterans Day. Bands played, wreaths were laid. And speeches were given to honor those who served.
This 2-year-old Chihuahua may be the worst dog in America. Prancer hates people, especially men.
So if I went to try to pet,
He would get upset. You're okay.
Okay, all right. Tiffany Fortuna has been fostering Prancer after his owner entered a senior living facility. She posted this very honest ad on Facebook describing Prancer as man-hating, animal-hating, children-hating, neurotic mess, demonic. 50% hate and 50% tremble. It worked. Dozens of people are dying to adopt Prancer.
The main point that got to people was how funny it was.
What'd I do?
Let's take a little walk. He didn't do anything to you.
I love dogs, but count me out.
They don't know it yet, but this couple and their landscaper are heading indoors right in the nick of time. With their doorbell camera recording, an ominous cloud of dust begins rising over the back fence of their Las Vegas home. The dust devil gains strength as it hovers over the patio. Total chaos ensues.
Remembrance Day is a day of reflection.
It was originally introduced just after the First World War. At that time it was called Armistice Day, in commemoration of the armistice on the 11th of November, 1918. Armistice Day signified the end of the First World War, and it was to take effect the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, which is why we celebrate it or commemorate it on 11th of November every year. And at 11 o'clock, it is signified by 2 minutes of silence, right as the clock strikes 11.
For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.
For 10 years, people in East Idaho have been treated to a tradition, one that delights many and shows the humanity of a community.
I have a new car. It's right outside.
Oh my heck. Who's this from?
Can you believe it's been 10 years of Secret Santa?
It's unbelievable. It seems like just yesterday I got a call from a guy in the community who I didn't really know that well, who said, hey, I have $100,000 that I want to help give away.
This year, the mystery man is giving away $1 million, including cars and paying off some mortgages. In 10 years, that total sum is about $4.6 million. For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.
In the wake of Donald Trump's historic win, there's a new movement sweeping America. Disappointed women are actually swearing off men. They're saying no to dating, no to marriage, no to sex, and no to having children.
Like so many other women in America who have been considering trying to get pregnant, I woke up today and said, nope. Not anymore.
This woman is actually shaving her head in protest. It's being called the 4B movement, and women are taking to social media declaring their allegiance. The 4B movement was actually started by women in South Korea back in 2019 as part of their version of the Me Too movement. The number 4 refers to dating, marriage, sex, and children.
An emotional reunion between a mother and daughter 35 years after being separated. Cara Miranda says she was born in Chile in 1988, but was adopted by an American family at just 3 months old.
My adoptive parents were really good at telling me in an age-appropriate way. I would say in grade school, as we're learning about the different countries and heritage and culture and things like that, I started to learn more about South America and Chile. I always had an interest in where I came from, and because it was a closed adoption and I didn't know anything about my family there.
But Cara would also learn about dark circumstances surrounding her adoption. Find out more on InsideEdition.com.
It's a pickle lover's dream come true. A pickle food festival. Pickle pizza.
That's good.
Pickled egg roll. Pickle lemonade.
It's actually good.
Nicole here couldn't wait for the annual bash outside Pittsburgh, known as, what else? Picklesburg. But 3 hours after eating all those pickles, things went, well, sour.
I am having the craziest allergic reaction. I have no idea what happened.
Nicole had to be rushed to the emergency room.
I cannot see.
Little did I know that my face was going to swell out to here and I was going to look like an alien.
What did they tell you?
They could not figure out what it was. They said this could be like a one-time case.
Dr. Tanya Elliott says one possible explanation for Nicole's woes might be a spice allergy.
If I had to place my bet, I would put it on mustard seed.
Think you'll ever go back to the Picklesburg Festival?
Yes, I love pickles.
Powerful stories that change the way you think. Impactful investigations that change the way you see.
How many times has your car been stolen?
5 times.
Yeah. What? Do you think that you're a responsible owner of tigers?
I damn sure do.
Heartwarming moments that change the way you feel.
Amazing.
Now available in a place that changes the way you watch TV. Inside Edition, streaming.